I'm sick of the lies. The lies. The lies the mainstream sports media tells you Bron fanboys to make you believe LeBron James is the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT. All right? That's the facts. And you already know the deal. The real NBA fans, oh yeah, we all know that LeBron James is not the GOAT. But here come the Bron fanboys. Yep, here they come. Once again. There again, dog. Yep. And what do they got to say now, dog? You see, everyone wants to celebrate LeBron as the GOAT when he's nowhere near it. You know, he not even close to being the GOAT, but they want to say he is. All right? They want to say he is. Because they like him, you know, they appreciate the things he's done. He's a great player. I'm not going to say he's not a great player. All right? I'm not a hater. Dude is a great player. But he's not the GOAT. He's not the greatest of all time. As a matter of fact, one thing I can point to completely ensure that that is the truth, a fact, is that he has never built a dynasty. Never. Never built a dynasty, never been a part of a dynasty, never created a dynasty. All right? 0 dynasties for LeBron James. 0. All right? What we can look at when we look at the typical top 10 of players, dog, the typical top 10, you know the classic names, all right? In no particular order. You got LeBron James, you got Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Larry Bird, Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You see what I'm saying? You got your typical top 10, all right? Now, out of everyone on that top 10 list, dog, out of everyone on that top 10, what do 8 of them have in common, dog? All 8, or 8 of them, with the exception of LeBron James and Wilt Chamberlain, 8 of them have been a part of a dynasty, dog. 8 of them. And not only have 8 of them been a part of a dynasty, 8 of them have won at least 3 championships with one franchise, a part of one dynasty. At least 3 championships with one franchise, okay? That's how it goes for all of them. Shaq, Kobe, you know, as a part of a dynasty, he won at least 3, you see what I'm saying, with a dynasty that he was a part of, a dynasty he helped build. Tim Duncan, at least 3. Larry Bird, at least 3. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, at least 3. Michael Jordan, at least 3. You see what I'm saying? Bill Russell, at least 3, you know? All of these guys have that in common, with the exception of Wilt Chamberlain and LeBron James. Now, as we know, dynasties are important. Dynasties matter. You see what I'm saying? The greatest players, they're all on the top 10. You see what I'm saying? Your typical top 10. Some of these greatest players you've ever witnessed in NBA history, they all have that in common. We have all been a part of a dynasty, you know, besides Wilt and LeBron. And what do Wilt and LeBron have in common? They're team hoppers. All right, they're team hoppers. That's the reality, dog. I'm not trying to take a stab at them. I'm not trying to take a dig at them. I'm just saying, dog, this is the reality, dog. These guys went from team to team to team, okay? That's what they did. Wilt Chamberlain, I believe he started out with the Philadelphia Warriors, which turned into the San Francisco Warriors. And then he went to the Sixers, and then he went to the Lakers. All right? 3 different teams he hopped to. LeBron James, he was Cleveland, then he went over to Miami, then he went back to Cleveland, and then he went to the Lakers. So 3 different franchises he's played with. All right? 3 different franchises. Team hopping. That's what happened, dog. That's what happened. Okay? Because they could not build dynasties. That's why they went to other franchises. That's why they did that. Because they could not build dynasties like all these other players. Okay? All these other players. You know, Wilt was around during the time of Bill Russell. All right? Bill Russell helped build a dynasty. And Wilt was like, I can't get past this dynasty. You see what I'm saying? And one of the first championship he ever won, he had to go through Bill Russell to get his first championship. All right? Dynasties are important, dog. And if we look at Michael Jordan, the true GOAT, all right, we can look at his dynasty. The Bulls dynasty is arguably the greatest dynasty to ever exist in NBA history, dog. All right? In terms of the competition he faced, dog. You see what I'm saying? In terms of the competition. And all these Bron fanboys, they want to say, well, Michael Jordan, he had some easy rings. They were cheap. They were cheap and easy rings. He didn't have any competition. He didn't go up against anybody. You know, there was white guys. They were unathletic. You know, it was a watered down expansion era. You know, he played in a weak East, even though it wasn't even close to weak. His conference was weak, you know, and then he had the refs were on his side. He was getting all the calls. They put out all kinds of excuses. They got to create so many reasons why his success doesn't matter. All right, and his success is within the purpose of the game to win. He won. He three-peated twice. Okay? They want to discredit that. No, it's not possible to three-peat twice. The only way you could have three-peated twice is you must have had everything going in your favor. Yeah, super teams. You know, he had Scottie Pippen. He should have gotten way more crowd. I already did a video, dog. Already did a video shutting that whole Scottie Pippen thing down, dog. You see what I'm saying? All these excuses they try to create, I've debunked them one after the other after the other. That's what I do. That's what I do around here, dog. All right? But now we're going to look at these dynasties, dog. LeBron, he doesn't even qualify because he never created a dynasty, never built a dynasty. All right? Never won 3 championships with one franchise. Could never do it. You know? Why not? Everybody else did. Everybody else that came before him. And even somebody who was around during the time he played in his own era, Steph Curry, dog. He's a part of the dynasty. You see what I'm saying? 4 championships with one franchise. That's what Steph Curry did. You see what I'm saying? What's so hard if you're that great to help your team win time and time again, at least 3 championships with the same franchise? You know, and a lot of times what qualifies as a dynasty is winning 3 championships within the course of a 5-year period. All right, that's typically when you're respected and looked at as a dynasty. You have a 5-year period where you win at least 3 championships. Okay, and all these other guys did that, dog. You know, Bill Russell did it, Michael Jordan did it, Tim Duncan did it. You know, Steph Curry did it, Kobe Bryant did it. You see what I'm saying? Shaquille O'Neal did it. Larry Bird did it. You see what I'm saying? Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they did it. You see what I'm saying? Why can't LeBron do that? Why couldn't he do that? And the Bron fanboys, I know what they're going to do. They're going to create all kinds of, he just didn't have enough help. Didn't have enough. Already did videos, dog. I've done so many videos that debunked that whole he didn't have enough help, dog. He's had more help than anybody, dog, if you really want to look at it. You see what I'm saying? From an all-star standpoint, he's had a whole ton of help. You know, from a first-round draft pick or a 1 through 5 draft pick. From those standpoints, if we're talking about draft picks, he's had more help than anybody, dog. You see what I'm saying? Out of all these other top 10 players. You see what I'm saying? So what's the issue, dog? What's the issue? You see what I'm saying? And then these same Bron fanboys, they want to turn around and point the finger at Michael Jordan and go, oh, well, he had it easy. But we're about to debunk that right now, dog. You see what I'm saying? If we look at all the dynasties that ever existed in NBA history, dog, all the dynasties, there have been 8 dynasties total in NBA history. Over the course of 77 years, dog, 8 total dynasties, dog. And the first ever dynasty, this guy isn't even in a lot of people's top 10s, you know, but this guy on a whole nother level, you know what I'm saying? But he was prior to the MVP era, so he has 0 MVP awards. You see what I'm saying? He has 0 of these different awards that came afterwards, after he had already left and retired, dog. You see what I'm saying? So George Mikan, all right? George Mikan, the Minneapolis Lakers, the first ever dynasty, okay? The first ever dynasty. They won 3 championships, all right, in a 5-year period, okay? As a matter of fact, they three-peated. They were the first team to ever three-peat in NBA history, okay? That's what happened. Now, let's see what we got here, dog, because we're looking at the competition they faced, all right? And I'm including win percentage, because a 60-win team is like a 73% win percentage, all right? So any team you beat that had at least a 73% win percentage, we're going to say is a 60-win team, okay? So we look at the Minneapolis Lakers, the first ever dynasty, all right? They beat 3 60-win teams total, But we also got another dynasty. We got the Magic and Kobe Lakers. Another Lakers dynasty. Yep. Or Magic and Kobe. The Magic and Kareem Lakers, all right? Another Lakers dynasty. And since we have 8 dynasties, we got the Shaq and Kobe Lakers as well. So that's 3 dynasties all with the Lakers. We got the Bill Russell Celtics and the Larry Bird Celtics. That's 2 dynasties with the Celtics. We got the Tim Duncan Spurs. That's your 6th. We got your Steph Curry Warriors. That's your 7th. And your 8th is the Bulls dynasty with Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So we got 8 different dynasties. All right? Now, when we look at the dynasties, dog, out of the 8 dynasties that ever existed in NBA history, dog, they are responsible for 38 of the last 77 championships to ever happen. They're responsible for almost exactly half, 50% of all the championships ever won in NBA history. 38 of those championships belong to dynasties, dog, all right? And out of the finals appearances, okay, 50 total finals appearances. If you combine all the dynasties, you have 50 total finals appearances out of 77, all right? That's a huge percentage, all right? That shows you why dynasties are important, dog. You see what I'm saying? It's important to build dynasties because they're responsible for most of the winning, all right? So that should be the primary goal of every team, is to try to do what it takes to build a dynasty, because it's hard to do. But if you can do it, you can reap the benefits, the victories. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the chemistry. It's all about the team play, how you work together, how you work towards the common goal, and how you keep growing and keep getting better. Because once you win a championship, it's hard to repeat, because now you got a target on your back and everybody's looking at you going, oh. How do we beat them? They're the top dog. They just won. They're the defending champs. How do we beat them? You see what I'm saying? And everybody starts retooling and getting people that can counteract what the champion just did, So everyone's going out of their way to stop the champions from winning again, all right? So to repeat is already difficult, okay? Then to three-peat or even just win 3 within a 5-year period. You really need a strong core group. You really need everybody on the same page, and you really need to know how to just play some ball, dog. You see what I'm saying? And that's hard to do, because all the other teams in the league are all trying to do the same thing as well. You see what I'm saying? It's kill or be killed. It's like you got a top dog, all right, who stands above the rest time and time again. That's hard to do, all right? But that's how you stand out, and that's really how you set yourself apart from all the other teams. Now, we look at the 50 finals appearances combined for all 8 dynasties. We can look at 38 championships combined for all 8 dynasties, all right? But when we get to the competition aspect, dog, if we're looking at teams that were beaten for championships, all right, and the kind of teams that were beaten in the finals, all right, and we're going to look at 60-win teams. You see what I'm saying? How many of these championships, 38 of them, might I add, 38 from all the dynasties combined, how many of those 38 championships came from beating a 60-win team in the finals? All right, how many? And we look at our total, dog, and it comes out to 6. Yep. Did you hear that wrong? No. Wait. There's 38 championships combined for all 8 dynasties combined. They have won a total of 38 championships in NBA history. 38 out of 77. Almost 50%. Okay? You combine them all. And then we look at how many of the championships came from beating a 60-win team in the finals, and the total's just 6? Just 6? No. That can't be right. That can't be right. No, that ain't right. That's right. That's the facts, dog. There have only been 6 championships. If you combine all the dynasties that ever existed, only 6 championships have been won by beating a 60-plus win team or 60-win team in the finals. And that's if you even include win percentage, dog. That's the reality. All right? And so we look at all 8 dynasties, okay? That's less than the total number of dynasties that ever existed, all right? Only 6 have been won that way. So, of course, not all 8 dynasties have even beaten a 60-win team to win a championship, okay? So we go, how does this work? Wait a second. Let's see. Let's take a look. All right. Let's see how many championships, which dynasties actually beat 60-win teams to win a championship, dog. And we got the Bulls dynasty with Michael Jordan, the true GOAT, and that Bulls dynasty beat 4 of the 6 60-win teams that have ever been beaten by a dynasty, dog. 4 of them belong to Michael Jordan and his Bulls, dog. 4 of them. Okay? He faced 4. All right? He faced 4 60-win teams for 4 different finals and beat them all 4-0. Okay? Against any team in the finals that had a 60 wins or more. Okay? He faced 4 of them. And if you combine the rest of the dynasties, besides Michael Jordan and his Bulls, he faced 4 and he beat all 4. Okay? Combine all the rest of the 7 dynasties. All right? And they faced 10 total and only beat 2. Okay? So he's won twice as many championships as all the other dynasties combined against 60-win teams. Okay? That's what the Chicago Bulls dynasty, that's probably why it's one of the greatest dynasties ever to exist in NBA history, dog. They've done twice as much as all the other 7 dynasties combined when it comes to competition faced, when it comes to teams that have at least 60 wins, dog. You see what I'm saying? LeBron ain't done nothing like that, dog. LeBron ain't even built one dynasty, okay? He ain't even built one dynasty. Now, he has beaten a 73-win team in the finals. Yeah, he did. He came back from 3-1. Okay, so that's 2 things that had never been done. Beating a 73-win team and coming back from 3-1 in the finals. He did a 2-for-1. But does that make up for not even creating a dynasty ever? Not even being a part of one? You see what I'm saying? It's like he does one thing that everyone goes, oh, and now we want to say he's ahead of everybody else. Everybody else, who kept winning time and time again. You see what I'm saying? They established dominance and maintained it. You see what I'm saying? LeBron ain't done that. All right? He ain't established dominance and maintained it. You see what I'm saying? And even when he won, he had to come back from 3-1. You see what I'm saying? That's not establishing dominance. You see what I'm saying? Like, he was down, and he was about to be out. You see what I'm saying? They had to scrape and claw their way back into the series. All right? That's the reality. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't like he came and he dominated. You see what I'm saying? We've seen something like that before with Rick Barry, you know, swept a team that he had no business sweeping in 1975. You see what I'm saying? And winning a championship as the underdog. You see what I'm saying? LeBron ain't done nothing like that. Now, not trying to diss him. We already know. But the Bron fanboys, they're going to go, oh, you're a hater. You're a hater. Look, I respect what he did. Okay? I respect LeBron. Okay? Respect. Is that enough, though? Is that enough? You know what I'm saying? And we're just looking at that one championship, dog. You see what I'm saying? He's won 3 others, right? And all the other 3, you know, kind of underwhelming. You see what I'm saying? If we want to, the only one that was dominant was his first ever, you know, against a young OKC. Spurs, that had to go 7. That had to go 7. You see what I'm saying? And the Miami Heat, that had to go 6. And it really had no business going 6 because they were depleted. You see what I'm saying? So he's only had really one dominant victory in his first ever championship. All right? So we're looking at all the dynasties, dog. The only other dynasty that beat a 60-win team to win a championship, there's 2 others, right? The George Mikan Minneapolis Lakers, they beat a 60-win team, all right, in the finals. You know, if we equate for win percentage. And the Magic and Kareem Lakers, they beat a 60-win team, all right? And that's it. The Bill Russell Celtics, they never beat a 60-win team in the finals, all right? The Larry Bird Celtics, nope. Kobe and Shaq Lakers, nope. Tim Duncan Spurs, nope. Steph Curry's Warriors, nope. You see what I'm saying? So we only have the George Mikan Minneapolis Lakers and the Magic and Kareem Showtime Lakers. Those are the only 2 dynasties, and they are 1 apiece for 60-win teams they beat in the finals. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan has won 4 championships by beating 60-win teams in the finals. Okay? No other team, no other dynasty has ever come close to that. And you might say, oh, well, they didn't have enough competition to be able to do that. But we look at the Magic and Kareem Lakers, and they faced 4. They faced 4 60-win teams in the finals, and they have a 1-3 record. You see what I'm saying? Michael faced 4, and he has a 4-0 record. You see what I'm saying? Now we look at Magic and Kareem. These guys are way higher on the list if we're talking about combined teammates, because they're both in the top 10. And they couldn't do that. They faced the same exact amount that Michael Jordan did. You see what I'm saying? And they have a 1-3 record, which is a losing record. All right? They won 25% of the finals in which they faced a 60-win team. Okay? Michael Jordan won 100%. And that's insane. Okay? Now, let's just look at total 60-win teams, dog. You know, the Minneapolis Lakers, and this is including win percentage, right? Minneapolis Lakers, I said earlier, they are 3-0. The Magic and Kareem Lakers, they're 1-3. Oh, well, this is all just in the finals, when it comes to the finals. Okay? The Shaq and Kobe Lakers, they're 1-1. All right? They beat one 60-win team, and it was together. Together, they beat a 60-win team, and that was it. And so they're 1-1 because they lost to a 60-win team in the finals, I believe. Or did they? I'm confused now. Did they lose to a 60-win team in the finals? No. Oh, well, Kobe did. Kobe lost to a 60-win team in the finals. He lost to the Celtics back in 08. When they lost to the Pistons weren't a 60-win team. So we look at Bill Russell Celtics. They beat a 60-win team. Oh, so we're looking at total 60-win teams. They beat a 60-win team, and they lost to a 60-win team. This is not including finals, just total 60-win teams, all right? Total 60-win teams, all right? So if we're looking at total 60-win teams. So let's start from the top. The Minneapolis Lakers, they faced 3 total 60-win teams. They beat all 3. They were 3-0, all right? The Magic and Kareem Lakers, they faced 4 total 60-win teams together. And then Magic, when Kareem retired, he faced another one. So if you want to include that whole stretch, 5 total 60-win teams. They have a 1-4 record combined, and then a 1-3 when they're, together. But a 1-4 if it's just Magic, that Lakers dynasty. Only beat 1, all right? The Shaq and Kobe Lakers, they only beat 1 60-win team total. That was it. They only faced 2 together, and then they faced, Kobe faced 3 total. They only beat 1, all right? That's not the finals, though. But they beat 1, all right? The Bill Russell Celtics, 1-1, all right? They beat 1, they lost to 1. The Larry Bird Celtics, 1-3, and 1-2 if we're including Larry Bird, because Larry Bird was injured for one of them, so he couldn't play or whatever. But 1-3 for the Larry Celtics. They only beat 1 60-win team, and it was not in the finals. All right? The Tim Duncan Spurs. They beat 3 60-win teams, and they lost to 2. So they have a winning record. And they're the only ones who have like a above 500 record since the Minneapolis Lakers at that point. If we're not including the Bulls. You know what I'm saying? Who have faced 7 total 60-win teams. And when we're talking about 60-win teams, we're talking about over the course of from their first championship as a dynasty to the last championship they won as a dynasty. All right? So over that course of time, over that stretch of time, that's how many 60-win teams they faced from the first championship to the last championship. And the Bulls, from the first championship to the last championship, faced 7 60-win teams and beat them all. All right? Beat them all. And 4 of them were in the finals. Insane. We look at the Steph Warriors. All right? The Steph Curry Warriors, they faced 2 total 60-win teams, and they beat them both. Neither were in the finals, but they are 2-0 against 60-win teams. Okay? So the only dynasties, there's only 3 out of the 8 that are undefeated against 60-win teams. All right? And that is the Minneapolis Lakers, the first ever dynasty, the Chicago Bulls dynasty, and the Steph Curry Warriors dynasty. But if we combine the Minneapolis Lakers and the Steph Curry Warriors, they are 5-0 against 60-win teams from the first championship to the last championship. But Michael Jordan's Bulls are 7-0. They still face more and beat more and still undefeated. You see what I'm saying? 7-0 against 60-win teams from their first championship to their last championship. That is absolutely insane. No dynasty has even faced 7 60-win teams from their first championship to their last championship other than the Bulls dynasty. No other dynasty has done that, dog. None. No matter how you want to play it, no matter how you want to put it, dog. None. You see what I'm saying? Shoe fly, don't bother me. So that's the reality, dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, Jordan's Bulls have faced the most competition out of any of the dynasties that ever existed, dog. You see what I'm saying? And he has beat more competition than any of the other dynasties that ever existed. All right? He has beat more competition in the finals than any other dynasty that has ever existed. All right? That's from a dynasty standpoint. That is the ultimate dynasty right there. All right? Ultimate when it comes to competition faced. Okay? You can't say he played in a weak era. He played in the most strongest era. This has the most freaking 60-win teams ever, dog. You see what I'm saying? We can even look in the history, dog, and look at the decade itself. How many 60-win teams went through the course of that decade, dog? And as a matter of fact, if we look at his final championship, 1998, all right? 1998, that's the only time in NBA history ever, in 77 years. That is the only season, the 98 season, his retirement season, like the last, before he retired, all right? Game 6 and all that against the Jazz, we know how he went out from the Bulls, right? That's the only time in NBA history that there were 4 60-win teams at the same time, in a season. It's never happened before. 4 60-win teams in a single season. That has never happened in any other season. 98 was the only time ever that ever happened and took place. Okay? There has never been a single season, not one single year, all right, in which 4 60-win teams existed in the same time period, in the same time frame. Only 1998 has that ever happened, dog. I did the research, dog. Let me see if I can find it. And I can confirm which teams they were. Yep, 1998. The only time in NBA history that there were 4 60-win teams. It was the Chicago Bulls that were 62-20. The Utah Jazz, also 62-20. The Seattle Supersonics, which were 61-21. And the Los Angeles Lakers were 61-21. And of course, those were the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe. Yep, Shaq and Kobe Lakers at that time. But they couldn't even, I think they got beat by the Jazz, And this was a young Kobe, you know what I'm saying? It was a young Kobe. But they got eliminated by the Jazz. And I think they even got swept. I believe so. They might have been. So that was the only time, the first and only time in NBA history that 4 60-win teams existed at the same time in the same season, the same year. Never happened ever again. Never happened before, never happened since. 98. The only time it ever happened, dog. You see what I'm saying? In 97, there were 3 60-win teams. 96, there were 3 60-win teams. You see what I'm saying? So it's 3 consecutive seasons of having at least 3 60-win teams. And I don't even know if that's ever happened. 3 consecutive seasons of that? Let me look. Let me look and see if that... Dog, that's never happened either. That has never happened either, dog. 3 consecutive seasons of having at least 3 60-win teams in a season. That has also never happened from 96 to 98. Once again, I've said this before. The second three-peat of that Chicago Bulls dynasty is the most insane stretch of winning against the craziest, most unlikely, it's one of the most unlikely stretches of winning to ever take place in NBA history. That second three-peat is a miracle. Like the second three-peat, literally, by all the accounts, if I look at all the research, all the NBA history, the second three-peat, literally, with all the odds stacked against the Bulls, literally should not have happened. Should not have happened. The probability, the likelihood of that three-peat even happening is slim to none. There's no possible way that should have even happened, but it happened, dog. You see what I'm saying? It happened, and you could try to paint it and say, well, this happened and that happened. It was one of the strongest, most competitive 3-year stretches. It was the strongest, most competitive 3-year stretch in NBA history, dog. All right? That's the reality. That's the facts. All right? The most competitive 3-year stretch in NBA history. 3 years, 10 60-win teams. 10 60-win teams over the course of 3 years, dog. 3 seasons. 10 60-win teams. That has never happened, dog. Ever. All right? And then 4 60-win teams in 1 year has never happened, dog. You see what I'm saying? And then y'all want to look at LeBron and say, oh, well, LeBron, he's the GOAT. Why? How could he be? He hasn't even created a dynasty, all right? Hasn't even created one, dog. Never been a part of one. Could never make his team strong enough to compete year in and year out and dominate and establish dominance and maintain it. He's never done that, all right? As a matter of fact, we can look at everybody on the top 10, the typical top 10, and we can see that him and Wilt are the only two that haven't. Him and Wilt, the only two that haven't actually built a dynasty. Literally everybody else did. All right? Even people who aren't in the top 10. Steph Curry. All right? He got 4 championships. Established dominance and maintained it. All right? Got 3 championships for the same franchise. At least 3 over a 5-year period. Built a dynasty, dog. You see what I'm saying? He did it. But he's not in the top 10. Not him. Can't be him because LeBron, he's got all these points and stats, and you see what I'm saying? But the point of the game is to win. Ain't about collecting stats, dog. So we can look at his stats somewhere along the lines. We got lost in translation. We thought stats were more important. You see what I'm saying? Stats are more important. Stats are what matter. They never did. Not until we started getting into this culture, this new generation. They start putting you on 2K, you know. You got all these people playing video games and like, oh, these stats are insane. Oh, look, my guy's really good. Look at his stats. You see what I'm saying? And then you look at LeBron and it's like, oh, he put up video game numbers. He must be really good. He's like a video game in real life. And it's like, you could say that, but are those video game numbers contributing to wins? Are those video game numbers building a dynasty? Are those video game numbers actually helping his team, or are they just helping him look like he's the GOAT? And for a lot of Bron fanboys, they are enamored by the appearance of LeBron. How he appears, you know, as a result of his stats. But they're not looking at his actual game. They're not looking at his overall contributions to his team and how he actually is a detriment to his team. All right? That's the reality, dog. 0 dynasties for LeBron, dog. And it's not like he couldn't have had one, you know? He could have had a dynasty. You see what I'm saying? He went to 8 consecutive finals. You see what I'm saying? 8 consecutive. All right? And amongst 2 different franchises, okay? The Miami Heat went to 4 straight. They could have won 3 in a 4-year period, and they could have had a dynasty. They went back to Cleveland. They went to 4 finals. You see what I'm saying? 4 straight. They could have won 3 in that 4-year period. He could have had a dynasty with them. It's not like he didn't have chances to do it. You see what I'm saying? He just couldn't pull through. All right? There's a lot of reasons why. And I've explained them over and over in these videos. All right? That's the facts. I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings, but we just got to be real. LeBron James is not the GOAT. He not the GOAT, dog. He not the GOAT.